Favourite launch, I think, of the year for me.
He couldn't keep it in stock. Literally couldn't.
Like a darker and like contour and bronze with it.
Perfect model for us there.
Not to prime is a crime.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Space NK YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about the top 12 viral TikTok makeup products. We do have a panel with us today. We are joined by William Grande, who is also known as Snatched by Will.
Hi.
We have Tilly with us, who you guys know is the Space NK press officer.
Hello.
And then we're also joined by Martha Gill, who looks after beauty brand partnerships at TikTok.
Hey everyone.
So we're going to go in order. We're going to kick off with item number 12, which is the Glossier Balm Dot Com. Tilly, what's one of your faves?
Mint. I love anything minty because I know that it's always going to have a little tingle. But this is just so, it's quite sweet as well at the same time. I think they're all, like, you want to eat them all. Obviously don't.
Not supposed to.
but you want to because they just smell so good.
And at Space, Birthday is the #1 top-selling variant. Have you smelt Birthday?
Yes, I have. I love these because there's so many shades. And I also feel like TikTok and like all of us now, we're in our lip oil, lip tint era.
100%.
And I just think it's just so much more comfortable on the lips than like a gloss.
Yeah.
And it's just easy.
Yeah.
And that's
not
why I love
sticky.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Not
Smells so
sticky,
good.
not matte. I'm glad we're kind of over the matte stage. Matte was a little bit dry for me. I'm not
Hydrating, juicy, give me all of it.
And it doesn't dry out your lip or flake as well.
No.
That's why I love a lip oil and a lip tint.
And Martha, what's your fave? What one do you have there?
I love the mango, but an interesting kind of, I guess, TikTok insider thing on Glossier is that they are permanently in the top 100 beauty hashtags on TikTok, which is pretty rare actually for a brand. Generally, when you go to the like top 100 beauty hashtags, it's more like get ready with me or like an aesthetic or like a cleanser or something you think of as a mass that multiple brands can play in the space. But Glossier are permanently, it's certainly for the last 120 days were, but typically are like permanently appear in the top 100 beauty hashtag trends. So that tells you, and balm.com is that key kind of, it just like has a consistent engagement all the time on the platform, which I think's really interesting and speaks to what you were saying about that, like the types of products that people want now for lip.
I think while we're on balm.com, we have to talk about the new shades that we have.
Yes, absolutely.
I really want to smell them as well.
Have you not smelled them
smell?
yet?
No.
Oh, the espresso one is, they're both gorgeous.
Oh my God.
And also the packaging of this Christmas set is just...
So cute.
So cute.
Stocking filler.
Do you get the
Absolutely.
patch? Should we swap? Let me see. Let's have a little look at this one's biscotti.
Oh, it smells so good.
They're so rich as well.
Really sweet.
You really want to eat them. You can't. We
this
wouldn't
time-
This is why I love it though.
It's not too coffee-like, even though it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nice and sweet
the right
still.
balance.
Yeah.
Okay, so item number 11 on the top 12 viral makeup products on TikTok is the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Blush Wand. We have 3 different shades here.
This is the pillow
I
talk.
grabbed pillow talk. Yeah, that's a new one.
I've not tried that one, but
Have
I
you not?
love this. It's just such a classic baby pink. It's got such nice cool tones to it as well, and I think this is like such a trendy blush shade.
I think the applicator, the pigment and the applicator really adds to the virality, I would say.
Yeah.
I love those kind of applicators. I saw everyone doing that sunset blush trend over some of
So
these when they were
nice.
like positioning the different, and this just works so well because it's so pigmented.
So creamy too, and I feel like it's really buildable. You can either do it for like, if you want like more of a glowy finish, you can use like a little bit, but if you want like full coverage, you can really build it up.
Yeah, and you can use it with their highlight ones as well if you want even
Like a
more
mixed
pop.
glow,
Yeah.
Lovely.
The glazed donut vibe.
Yeah.
Which we love.
Which we love.
Okay, so moving into item number 10 now, we have the Milk Hydro Grip Setting Primer. Has this been on the list for a very, very long time?
Totally. I think it's really that like base of all the like makeup artists on the platform. It will always be that like base that they're going with first, and just texturally, it's like really suits all the sort of ASMR type content, all of the like, when people are like showing the textures between that, it just works for that, right? Because it's like, I think the efficacy is really good too. That's what it speaks to, but it's fun to play with, and people, it just always appears as that like first stage within people's routine, within the sort of top videos.
And I love that mini size that you have. I think that's perfect. I still have
She's
this
cute.
one.
It lasts ages.
It does. But I think the mini one is perfect as a gift, or if you're traveling, I think it's a really good size.
I think you can get it in a duo as well with their new glowy primer. So
Yes.
Ooh.
it's good to try if you want to try the new one and compare the two, because I've actually got the new one on today, but I love the OG, but I think for an extra. So
Glowy look.
Yeah.
I love it. It's 16-hour
I love
wear.
it.
And for me, I'm an oily girl, so I need to make sure my makeup is locked in place. And not to prime is a crime. That's always been my saying. If you're not priming, it's a crime.
I'm going to use that now.
You've got to always
about it.
prime. I feel like I
time.
have to prime. Like if you... When people tell me they don't prime, I'm always like, what?
Yeah.
I have to prime. I have to make sure my makeup is locked in. Got to make sure it's staying on all day. And yeah, she's an OG.
Number 9 is the Laura Mercier Loose Powder. I think this is probably another one that's been on the list for a really long time.
I actually just love that this is like not just like it's not just like a TikTok viral, it's just like a complete OG product. I think a lot of the time with the products that can go viral on TikTok, there's an association that it's like those challenger brands, those new brands, it's brands linked to creators, but actually the sort of, I don't want to say heritage brand, but like a historic, classic, like household name brand. Like this would have popped up as the like top product you've got to have, or it's a key element in a routine, probably in like a beauty editor best picks article from like however many years ago. And the fact that it's just still totally maintains that position and that like notoriety, I think shows the way the TikTok beauty community do really know what they're doing. And it's not just about the hot new trend, it's about like what really works. And this one just comes back again and again.
It was one of the first loose powders I ever wore.
It was definitely the first one out, and I come back to it quite a lot as well. Like I've kind of played around with other ones, but I'll end up being like Laura Mercier.
Always come back to Laura
It's the
Mercier.
OG setting powder to bake your under eyes, keeps it nice and flawless. She's an OG.
It's always the one they use if you're like, if someone's having their makeup done for a wedding, or you always notice that like when people need that really long wear, they will always lean on Laura Mercier.
I think for me as well, like I love a loose powder, and I think it's one of those powders as well that has no flashback.
Yeah.
And that's really important for me because
Do you bake?
I
I was
bake my
going to
under
ask that.
eyes.
Good question.
Because I always like to bake because I feel like it just makes the makeup look brighter, it sets everything in place, and not many loose powders that are translucent like don't give you flashback.
Yeah.
So, and this is one of them that doesn't give you flashback, so
Passes
it's really
the
good.
test. No flashback. Okay, so we're going to go into product number 8, which is Drunk Elephant de Bronzy. These are really, really stunning. I love Drunk Elephant in general, but I think this is probably one of my favourite products.
Really?
Yeah,
She's
this-
very viral too.
Yeah, definitely one of my favourite. What do you think about
When I think of Drunk
bronzy drops?
Elephant and these bronzing drops, I immediately think about Alex Earl. Like,
Yeah, I was
she
gonna say.
is the person that I saw mix it in with her moisturiser, put it on her face, and I bought it straight away. That's just me. I always buy something straight away whenever I see it on TikTok. And I love it. I think it looks so good underneath like foundation. It gives you that nice glowy tint, super bronzy. And yeah, it's one of my favourites too.
Yeah, the Alex Earl effect with those drops is just insane. Like loads of the videos, once you go into it, is actually people like using features on TikTok of like duetting and stitching with that original video, like talking to it, testing it out themselves, doing different. It's like it is the classic example of a product and like how a product just like gains momentum on social and will just become bigger and bigger because it's like the FOMO of like not having tested it. And then different people who have different like approaches and looks or levels of coverage will be using it in a different way. So someone will do a much more of a skincare angle, someone who else will do it in much more, kind of be putting it as part of like full coverage base. So it's just gorgeous.
So nice on holiday as well.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to wear any makeup and you just want to just have a bit of a bronzy, glowy finish, just use those drops and looking glowy.
Would you use them on their own?
Yeah, I did that on
would
holiday.
you?
Yeah, because I don't really want to wear makeup on holiday.
Yeah.
I want my skin to breathe, so I just use the bronzing drops and rub my hands and I'm like good to go.
Okay, nice. So we're going to go into product number 7, and this is the Summer Fridays Dream Lip Oil. I think Summer Fridays is one of the best brands. Their lip products are absolutely amazing. We've got the Dream Lip Oils here, so we're going to swatch them for you guys probably and show you
I
guys a
love
few
the
of the things.
packaging.
It's so beautiful.
So clean, girl.
Yes, exactly that.
And the applicator is my favourite thing about this. It's so big. I've gone through quite a few of these, but they last me so long. I've put all of my friends onto it. It's just like the best. It's not sticky. It's so lightweight. It's just the nicest wearable lip oil with gorgeous colours, and Blush Dreams is
that your favourite shade? That's your favourite shade? I feel like you could even use this as maybe as like a blush.
Yeah.
They're very universal. I feel like you can use lip shades and lipsticks as blusher these days. Like, it's just such a quick way to just get that flushy look.
Play around with it.
Yeah. And that's what I love as well, I think, about makeup these days. You don't have to stick to one thing. Lots of things are like universal. You can use them in different places and things like that.
And I find that all out on TikTok.
Yeah,
That is a blush
basically.
hack now, though. Like,
Yeah.
seeing everyone now use like lipstick as blusher.
I think because they want to match it to their lip colour as well. So it's
Tea.
All uniform. Yeah, exactly.
I love a lip oil. I have to be honest, you guys have influenced me today because this isn't one that I have used. I've seen it on TikTok, but the amount of lip oils I've bought as a result of TikTok is insane. Lip oil is my perfect product. I basically like that glossy look, but I don't like the gloss feeling of the sticky. So I absolutely love, but this is, and the shade range. I love Summer Fridays, but this particular one I didn't yet have, but now
Well, there you
will be
go.
another one on the list.
I think the virality of the brand as well, everything that they bring out, especially their lip products, like their lip butter balm as well. It's just,
They just get it
everyone
right
loves
every
it.
time,
They
don't they?
They really do.
And it works for everyone. Like, it's really
Yeah.
universal.
We're going to go into number 6, which is the Milk Jelly Cool-In Tint Blush. When I think of TikTok viral products, this
This is it.
Yeah.
She is at the top of the list.
Right, and we actually do have 2 new shades which we've just released on the Space NK website.
It's a jelly blush. And I feel like for me, like as a creator, I was so excited when I found out about
This
this.
is exciting.
Because I was like, I've never seen a jelly blush before. So when this came, I was like, oh my God, I need to try it. I need to put it on my skin straight away.
Yeah.
I've never seen a jelly blush before. I was so excited.
Yeah.
And you can use it on the lips, on the cheeks. Love, love, love. Favourite launch, I think, of the year for me. Like it was,
I think I agree, actually.
Yeah.
I think it was really exciting from all perspectives, but seeing it on TikTok and seeing how people created content and just made it fun. It felt like makeup was really fun again.
And it went so viral.
It really did.
Because I like when I made my videos, I was like, guys, have you ever seen a jelly blush? And it was just super, super exciting. And I think everyone was just like, they've never seen it before.
Yeah.
So it was just so exciting for like the beauty community to see just something so different.
I think it's a fun one because kind of that no makeup look, clean girl aesthetic thing is what's kind of been raiding Supreme. And you can see that in the selection that have come out today. Like there's not loads of like super pigmented colour and stuff, but something like this that still can actually lean into that look in terms of if you use quite a low application on your lips or your cheek, you still could be speaking to that kind of technique. You can actually be having fun with those. Because I know what you mean for creating the content. You need stuff that you can like play with and make, and be creative with. And these sort of products don't really lean into like before and afters and that kind of piece, which we know people love to watch on the platform. So yeah, it's really fun. And it's just, you've never seen anything else like it really. But it's so highly pigmented. Like we were just playing around it at the beginning of this. And it's like, you need the tiniest amount to go such a long way. So these will really last.
But my favourite way of using them, obviously the cheeks, they look gorgeous, but I will
lips?
always use it on my lips because it just doesn't budge.
Yeah.
Nice lip liner, and this just put in the middle.
She's a tin.
Like,
Proper stain.
my finger,
It doesn't move, yeah.
it's not moving.
Going to go into product number 5 now, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is actually number 1 in the Charlotte Tilbury line. We have 3 different sizes and they literally always fly out of stock on Space NK. So this is the medium size. There is also jumbo. We do have the mini ones here. Do you use this in your makeup
I am
routine?
obsessed with this setting spray. It's got a 16-hour wear. And it's one of those setting sprays that I also go out and buy all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, like, that's a lot because I like always like have the same makeup routine and I don't really change it. But this is one of those setting sprays that I always go out and buy because I feel like, because I do so many powders, there's so many powder blush, powder contour, I need something just to bring the skin back.
Yeah.
And this does it. And it smells so good as well.
Everyone loves it.
Do you know what as well? I was going to say, I've actually seen loads of people use it whilst they're doing their routine, like not just
After
at the end.
layers, yeah.
Yeah, just to kind of like lock everything in. Tilly is the perfect model for us there.
So good.
Smells like a spa.
And the
Smells
spritz
so
is
good.
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, the actual spritzer as well, because there are some other spritzers which kind of just, a bit too much at you.
Too much, or you're stood there spraying for
Yeah,
ages.
because it's too
Whip
fine.
through it.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is like the perfect spritzer, the perfect amount.
So do you just do it at the final stage, Will, or are you like
Final
layering
stage,
it?
Yeah, final stage. But I recently did like a trend. I watched this Love Island girl called Uma, and she did like a technique where she sprayed between every routine. Like did like a spray between the blush, between the contour, and I tried it, loved it, and I used that setting spray as well, and it just made the skin look so fresh and glowy, and it kind of changed my makeup routine a little bit, because normally I'm like just spray at the end, but now I kind of spray it as I go a bit, just so I don't look too powdery, so I have more of a glow to my makeup, because I wear a lot of makeup.
And it's a nice natural finish on the
It's not
flawless.
too glowy, but it doesn't leave your skin feeling really matte and dry. Because for me, I use setting spray not just to help the longevity of my makeup, but also just to like bring everything back and just
Breathe.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can feel a bit too like a lot.
Yeah, and if I'm using a lot of powders, I've got quite dry skin, so I just like to use a setting spray, especially this one. I always go back to it. I don't know, it just feels nicer on my face to wear it all day.
It's like a nice final step that brings everything together.
Yeah.
Beauty hack, what I also love to do sometimes is with like shadows, if you want to get the full pigment out of like a shimmery shadow, use a flat brush, spray it wet, and then put it on the eye. You'll see such a difference. It'll make the shimmer look even more like pigmenty and like metallic-y. So yeah.
So you do it onto the brush, then dab the product
Into the shimmer, and then put it.
then apply it, and then you'd set it with it at the end anyway, because
Yeah.
so
But
you've
it
got,
just,
like,
when you use
layering
like
it
a
in.
wet brush and like a shimmer, it just glides
Something
on even more.
about it.
Try it. It's changed my life.
Yeah, and we're going into party season, right? So everyone's going to start playing with shimmer and playing with layering it up and going for it a bit more. I feel like through the summer you may be just putting on your Drunk Elephant drops and a bit of a lip oil, but now people are having a bit more fun with it.
You experiment a bit more, I think.
Yeah.
And especially for party season.
Yeah, because I
That's
feel like
when you
maybe
get the shimmers out. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're more like covered up, you can like, you feel like you want to have more fun with like a bold lip or a big smoky eye or something, so that you feel like you've done something for like the work drinks or whatever.
Okay, so we are going to go into product number 4 on the list, which is the Laura Mercier Flawless Perfecting Foundation. I think the packaging of this is absolutely stunning. Very glowy, natural coverage, works to provide a sheer coverage while hydrating the skin as well. So we have a couple here. Do you use this foundation?
Yes, I do. And I immediately think about Glamzilla. She made this really, really viral on TikTok. And I remember when I saw the video the next day, I bought it straight away, because I was like, I have to try it, see what the fuss is all about. And it's like full coverage in a bottle, but doesn't feel cakey or too heavy.
It's so lightweight.
It's so light, it's like satin. And it just feels like skin. But it also gives you like a full coverage finish, which is why it went so viral. But yeah.
So it works for you, because obviously you said you're oily and I'm dry. So I think it very much
universal.
works for me. So yeah.
I really, really like this foundation. It's so good. And
We couldn't keep it in stock. We literally couldn't. Every time I'd go to a store, I would try and find my shade, and no.
It's because it looks like skin.
Yeah.
And it's got coverage too. And I feel like that's something that we all kind of want. We want full coverage look, but don't want to look cakey. We want to have skin-like finish.
Okay, so we're going to move into number 3, which is the Kosas Concealer. I am a huge Kosas fan. I love everything about Kosas. Do you use it quite a lot? Do you use it sparingly? What's your like TikTok hack for the Kosas Concealer?
Well, I love this because it's like one of the only concealers out there that's actually got skincare inside of it. This has actually got caffeine. I know my stuff. And it's really great at depuffing your under eyes. So if you've got like really puffy under eyes and you need like a concealer with a bit of skincare in it, try this. And it's got coverage.
Yeah.
And I love it. Yeah, the colours as well are so good, because I love like a goldeny warm under eye. And the shade range for this concealer is so, so, so good.
They've just extended their shades actually,
Yes.
so they've got even more now, which is
Yeah, because there's like
amazing.
red, there's pink, there's yellow, there's golden, there's so many like shades.
So many different undertones. And they've also brought them out in the minis as well. If
Yes,
There's
the
minis?
Yes. Honestly, give me all the minis.
I know. I'm a minis girl now as well. Honestly, with certain products, they're so pigmented that you don't really need the full size, because you're only using it very sparingly, only a little bit. So minis, although I will say
me.
this I do need in the full size.
I need
'cause
that in
run
the full
through
size.
these. Yeah,
Yeah.
these are great.
But I see minis everywhere on TikTok. They're always, and I've seen a lot of videos using our mini travel bags.
Yes.
Little minis.
Oh, yeah,
It's
they're
so cute.
adorable.
It's
I
so
love
cute.
those videos as well, like of people rearranging their makeup
Yes.
kit in the acrylic drawers. I love watching those on TikTok of the minis. It's my favourite, like, organisational stuff to watch, but mixed in with makeup.
With Kosas, they're a clever one because they've got like an effect on TikTok where you can like find your undertone, your Kosas undertone, and play, and
Yes,
it's often
I've
really
seen that.
surprising. I was really surprised by mine. I thought I would like be much cooler and paler than I was, and I was like, it was a really well done like effect for playing around with. So they lean into like understanding what that TikTok community want, and they want to like play with brands.
That's so
and,
good.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Especially if you don't know like what shade you're going to be.
Yeah.
And you can like see that
totally.
online. I feel like it's so hard sometimes online to know
Shade
your
match,
shade.
yeah.
Oh, so hard.
I'm always guessing. I'm always like trying to. I don't know what shade I am, so I just always guess. And sometimes it's like too dark, too light. So they're so good. That's a filter.
Yeah, it kind of gamifies it, doing like finding your undertone. It's like all that stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen all that high contrast, low contrast stuff that's happening at the moment with makeup and people being surprised by whether they're high contrast or low contrast. You definitely need to like lean into things like that with TikTok and play and like let people want to like play on the platform and be joyful, I think. So making shade matching fun is a great shout.
And I think TikTok is a great place to shade match in general. If I've got a new product that's launched and I want to shade match myself, I go straight to TikTok. I literally type it in TikTok and just watch video after video after video.
Do you?
Yeah, that's my
That's so
shade
good
matching
to
place
hear.
now.
I'll just type in like the Kosas Concealer and then just see who looks similar to me.
Yeah.
And just see
Yeah.
what they've tried. Yeah, because I feel like there's just so many creators out there that have tried it. And it's the best way to just see your shade.
Yeah.
I've just always loved that about TikTok beauty content generally. Like I think the way you see stuff on textured skin, you see stuff on like it's much more of a journey, right? And that's kind of that's the content that performs best. Like that's also why it's so popular is people engage with it, right? Like there's amazing stuff about seeing the sort of finished result, but people want to see the journey to get there rather than that like airbrushed final still image. I think that it's it's perfect for that.
Do you ever use these as for like contour?
No, I'm just a strictly concealer
Just
babe with
concealer.
them. Yeah. Do you know what I've realised? I think I use it quite a lot and I can use it a bit more sparingly because I just see people doing a little bit in the corner and then a little bit to lift.
Hailey Bieber.
Yeah.
She used the Kosas concealer and
Yeah.
she literally.
Yeah, whereas I'm like triangle. Like,
I am. I'm doing triangle under the brows.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I still do like the
In the
dot
middle,
here.
yeah.
I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing something.
Yeah, exactly. But,
I use it on my blemishes because I think because it's such a lightweight serum texture, sometimes I feel like a thick, heavy concealer that's what your go-to would be to cover as much as you can. But actually it just clogs and I think it makes it look quite dry in that area, and obviously there's a lot more texture when you've got blemishes, so I think this is a great option.
Do you like sometimes then conceal on certain areas and then put your foundation on top?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, that's what
if
I
I
do.
need extra coverage, I'll do a layer underneath and then after I've done my foundation.
I do that. So like when I
Yeah.
break out, I'll put concealer underneath like where I break out and then put the foundation on top. So just to get that extra coverage.
Okay, so we're going to move into number 2, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter.
Of course.
I think this has probably been in the top 12 since the top 12 existed. Right?
Like it's just the go. I think it's just the complete the product really. This is definitely with Flawless Filter, I have a toddler, and when I recently had when I was postpartum, early days and to make myself feel good, I would sometimes just put Flawless Filter and some kind of lip oil or something on so that you felt a bit glowy and felt. It's just such an amazing product. You can mix it, you can put it in with other things, but you can you can wear it on its own and kind of just put it in the right spots and it feels amazing. Whereas other highlighters I would never wear on their own because that high level of pigment in the mix just feels almost like skincare.
So this is meant to be a 4-in-1 complexion booster.
Yeah.
So that's why now you're saying that you just wear that and a lip oil. I can understand why, because this has got everything that you need.
Primer, contour, blush and skin.
Yeah, I've used it as a bronzer. It's so nice, especially if you're not really wearing a lot of makeup. You're on holiday. I think I got it in a little mini and I thought, actually, that's it because it really shears out, but it really gives you that. It's not muddy, and I think a lot of bronzers, sometimes I do get that. Maybe it's just the way I'm applying it, but this is just so easy to just add that boost.
So would you get it in a couple of shades? Would you bronze in a darker shade and then have do most of your face? Because I've got it in my skin tone, but I'm now thinking maybe I could get a mini in a darker and contour and bronze with it. Yeah, you are
definitely a big one if you're bronzing. I've still got my mini and I got it last year. Hopefully it's not
My best friend does a full face of just this. Base, contour, and then highlighter. And that's
How many
literally it.
shades?
3.
3 shades.
Yeah. And that's like her everyday routine. And like that lasts her like half a year, like more. Like, and she just does that every day and it looks so good. But she's also a very like clean girl. Like she loves just the no makeup, and it looks
I like that.
so good on her. Like it makes her skin look so glowy.
But if you don't like the no makeup, you use it as a primer. Or
Yeah.
you use it on top of. So I think
I also love it just for contour as well because it's so creamy and it just blends out like a dream.
it does.
So we're going to move on to product number 1, which is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Blush. Has anyone shocked to hear that that's number 1?
No.
Me neither.
No.
Not at all.
My favourite shade is Joy.
Is that Joy?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
my favourite shade. Yeah, I love this shade because I love like a peachy, warmy blush, and also like sunset vibes. So I love this shade. It's my favourite shade.
They have so many
That's
different
my holiday shade.
Is it?
Yeah, I like lean into the corals and stuff with so many, with like lip,
So
with,
this your
with
shade?
nails.
Coral?
That's cute.
And then we also have this mauvey one in the shade Encourage. I think these are great if you're going to do the sunset blush trend. And I've seen so many people use these for that sunset blush trend because they're so pigmented. They move really well on the
So
skin,
pigmented.
blend in beautifully.
Yeah, they're so
They don't
pigmented.
dry.
Yeah.
You know
No,
when you sometimes put a
exactly.
blush on and
You have to
like,
blend it in
I need
immediately.
to run to blend
Yeah.
it.
The mini.
Oh my god, I've not seen this before.
Have you
This
not?
is tiny.
So cute.
She's tiny.
But also will last you a long time.
We have one blush sold every minute at Space NK, and this is actually the number 1 blush on Space NK. Are you guys surprised?
Not at all.
No.
Like I'm not. I feel like it's so viral because of the pigmentation.
Yeah.
Like you don't need much. Like
No.
one dot and that's all you
Done.
need.
But I think that's where it all started, was people were creating these videos, trying the product, and then you can genuinely see the shock on people's faces. Like,
Especially there's like a
wow.
bright red one or a
Yes.
pink one, and I think I first was like this. And then I blended it out and I was like, oh, okay, she is blinding. So I need to blend it out with a sponge. Let me put some more concealer on.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why it's so like popular and everyone loves it because you don't need much.
Yeah, people are thinking they're getting bang for their buck with the
100%.
with Rare
Does it
Beauty
last so
'cause it
long?
lasts.
And I think with the shade range, because there's so many different shades to cater for literally everyone. Also, the trends that come up, like there was a recent trend about someone talking about runway makeup and that they always use red blush, and Rare Beauty have a red blush. So I've been seeing that everywhere. So it's the OG, but I still see it. It's still all over my TikTok. So
I'm really in my blush era as well. Like I feel like blush blindness is so real.
Yeah, 100%.
I am loving blush and I don't know, I think just because of the trends on TikTok, like I'm really in my blush era. I love blush. I never used to love it this much, but like now I'm doing like cream blush, powder blush, and like even topping up on the blush.
but it makes you look alive. Like,
Yeah.
how many years was blush not a trend and we weren't using it, and it was just, I feel like looking back, our faces were quite monotone because
bronzed.
it was,
Just a
it
bit
was just
flat.
a lot of bronzer
Yeah.
and not. It just adds a bit of colour back to your skin.
How do you feel about blush on the nose?
I do a little half a dot, babe.
I think it's cute.
I love it, yeah.
Especially on holiday, you get that sun kissed.
I know it's like a little bit, people are like, oh, they hate it, but I love it. I feel like it just makes the sun kissy vibes,
Yeah.
like just come back from holiday, oh, a little bit sunburned, like that type of vibe.
Yeah, totally. Like,
I love
kiss your
looking a little bit
nose.
sunburned.
I think it's interesting though that like across the whole 12, there's like a real, you can see like dewiness coming through, or well, not the setting powders, but basically the entire way through.
Yeah.
Like I think it's those cream textures people love. I don't know if it's about also in the videos themselves, people like playing with texture and like kind of the kind of content that often goes viral. There's a sort of like a desire to like feel and play with those kind of products. But I think it's also just the actual aesthetic of, you know, the glazed donut, the dewy, the kind of like clean girl, but also beyond that, just that desire to just like glow and look like the skinification of makeup sort of thing. And cream blushes really lean into that because it's all just blending liquid, kind of liquid bronze, liquid blush, like all leaning into that.
I think it's also the TikTok hacks as well, right? So
That's
a
some
lot
crazy
of these,
blush ones.
Yeah, like there are so many TikTok hacks with the blush, particularly with the Rare Beauty ones. And I love the fact that these are very universal. So even though it's like a more of a mauvey shade, we could probably all use it. We're all different skin tones and it would show up differently, but it would still show up nicely on each of our skin tones. But the hacks are great. I mean, you could mix this with the bronzy drops, like.
My favourite is putting it here.
Yes, I learned that on TikTok.
Because you get perfect placement, you get the right amount, and it's So easy.
Have you seen that girl on TikTok that does the blush first and then does her foundation?
Yeah, like underpainting.
Yeah, underpainting. Yeah, I've seen that. I've tried it before, and I don't know if it's for me. No, but I mean, I love that for you.
Okay, so that's our top 12. Thank you, guys.
What a lineup.
That was great.
What a lineup. Serious lineup.
Same time next week.
Yes.
Please.
So, Will, out of these products, are there any TikTok hacks or trends that you like to use?
I think I first started doing makeup and I used to always just like pile it all on and like the more the better. I feel like now it's more about technique and placement. So like for example, like when I like before I do my under eyes, I always like tap on my hand and then just separate the products and warm it up and then put it on my face rather than like literally going straight in and baking my under eyes. I feel like definitely less is more and like just you know, technique-wise, like not putting so much concealer on, doing it where it just lifts the face, and yeah.
What about blush placement? Because I think like everyone was doing it around the apples of their cheek,
Yeah,
and
now it's
very
higher.
much
I'm all about the lift, yeah.
because it lifts the appearance of your
But then
face.
it's every week changing. So
does.
next minute, are we all going to be doing like our blush and triangles?
Yeah.
Like it's going to be like different next year.
Yeah, what's next?
I'm excited though because I feel like that's why I love what I do so much because there's just always a new trend. I just love makeup.
And then, Martha, do you think there's anything that we may have missed out in the top 12, or is there a product that you would love to see in the top 12?
I think there are so many products that are just that are always growing or always kind of gaining notoriety, but the one that I think deserves to be in there that isn't in terms of my own fave is I am just obsessed with the Arborian CC cream. I literally think that it is like, I am just so into that whole like skinification of makeup and stuff that's really ingredients led and stuff that kind of feels like you're doing something amazing for your skin but that people think you're glowy, and it for sure there's content on TikTok about Arborian, but like I feel like it deserves a higher level of notoriety than
Is
it
that
has.
the CC cream?
The CC cream, no, I love their whole
I've
range, to
seen
be
the
honest.
Yeah,
the
they've got a
CC
The eye one
cleanser.
I've got, but they're just so easy. You don't need much, and it goes such long way. And the textures are fun in terms of like before and afters and stuff as well.
They actually have the best cleanser to take your makeup off. The balm,
they?
it's incredible. It's
I love their
one of my
skincare.
faves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to try this.
Korean skincare.
All Korean skincare is just, and like it can't go far wrong.
No.
But yeah, their makeup products I just think are like heaven.
Have you seen like the sludging technique? People like sludging with like Vaseline at the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing that recently.
I'm not getting that.
Yeah, like to get like the most like glowy skin, like to like sludge your cleanser, and like basically just using a big amount as like a face mask and like just using it as like a sludging it on, basically. It's like the new technique, like new trend at the minute that I've been seeing everyone do. Don't know if I try it. Maybe for a video. Yeah, that's the thing. But I mean, it does look cute at the end, so.
So that completes the top 12 viral makeup products on TikTok. Let us know if your favourite product was in the video. All of these products will be linked in the description box below, so if you want to shop them, go ahead and check out the description box. Thank you so much to my panel. This has been such a great video.
Yes.
And thank you to you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're here every week, so I'll see you next week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.